Good evening. Let's see. All right. We ready. My name is Michael Mickey Williams Jr. I'm born and raised in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Since the age of 16 to the age of 38. Go that way. And since the age of 16 to the age of 38, I found myself struggling with all types of addiction. And up into August 2009, I found myself sitting on a step in Bristol, New Jersey. I was suicidal. I was addicted to heroin. I was addicted to crack cocaine. I had got to the point where I had started to eat food out of dumpsters at night when nobody was around. I would climb into the dumpsters to get food to survive. I completely had given up on life. After 22 years of getting addicted and going away and trying to change and messing up, I completely just wanted to die. So I found myself, I was in Bristol, New Jersey. I had a restraining order on me because I was breaking into my house and I was robbing my wife and stealing all her jewelry, selling everything. So she got a restraining order on me. So I was sitting there, and while I was there, I felt like I just wanted to try one more time. And so I got up. I had this unction in my heart and my spirit to go try one more time. Somebody say one more time.
One more time.
So I got up and I walked down to the Salvation Army in Bristol. I talked to a man named Pastor Russell. I talked to him and the Salvation Army major, and I asked them to, I wanted to go to a rehabilitation center so I could try to get myself together. I had completely given up on life. And that was August 2009. Till this day, since that day, everybody say since that day.
Since that day.
I'm a 9-time published author. Since that day, say since that day.
Since that day.
I'm a substance abuse counselor. And since that day, my marriage has been restored. I got my baby back. I don't know if you ever had somebody when you messed it up and you just like, if I get one more chance. I got her back. Since that day, I purchased my own home. Since that day, I started a program, which is that paper. It's called Minor Adjustments. Everybody say Minor Adjustments.
Minor Adjustments.
Now, Minor Adjustments is dedicated to preventing and reducing crime. Our primary purpose is to teach men and women how to make the minor adjustments that are necessary in their lives, which will allow them to obtain and maintain a productive lifestyle after incarceration and or rehabilitation. Our motto is anywhere but backwards. Everybody say anywhere, but backwards. Say anywhere, but backwards. Say anywhere, but backwards. If you don't get nothing from me today, you can put that on that paper. Everybody say anywhere. So since that day in August, I have dedicated my life on going anywhere but backwards. The words in that mission statement that are very powerful, look on your paper. It says, what two words are big on that mission statement, the first page? The reason, everybody say, to attain my sobriety is easy.
To attain my sobriety is easy.
Our challenge is to maintain it. Say, to attain our sobriety is easy.
To attain our sobriety is easy.
Our challenge is to maintain it. The reason why I say that is because the word obtain means to come into the possession of something. But the word maintain means to keep it in existence. And if you are like me, this is not your first rehabilitation center. So if not a problem, it's not a challenge for you to get off drugs. The challenge is for you to stay off drugs. Come on. Everybody say, to attain my sobriety is easy.
To attain my sobriety is easy.
My challenge is to maintain it.
To maintain it.
I discovered that all these years I kept going to rehab, I kept going to prison, and I would get off drugs. And then I sat there and thought about it. I said, I could get off drugs, no problem. My problem was staying off. So I discovered that people are struggling with addiction or criminal lifestyles, and the only reason is because we're putting too much effort or too much emphasis on getting off drugs. But that's not the challenge. The challenge is to stay off drugs. If you look on your paper, up top it says information plus application equals destination. Yeah. What you think is the most important word out of those three? Somebody talk to me.
Destination.
Raise their hand. Information. Application. Destination. The most important word is application. Everybody in this room under the sound of my voice knows exactly what you need to do or shouldn't have done to get in this situation. You are in the possession of everything you need to succeed. The only thing you need to figure out is how to apply the information you have right now. Everybody say, to attain my sobriety is easy.
To attain my sobriety.
My challenge is to maintain it.
To maintain it.
The most important word is application. If Bill Gates came in here and told us all his information that he had to become a billionaire, if we never apply it, we'll still be broke. Right. We have to apply the information that you have. So today I just want to talk about purpose. Everybody say purpose.
Purpose.
Next page, let's move. Next page, we're going to talk about purpose. Minor adjustments, listen to me. This program that I created is an 8-week program. Each week we come in and we teach a different subject. After the end week, 8 weeks, we have a graduation. We get certificates. We give out anywhere but backwards bracelets. We have the books to the program. And every week, and it feels like a sense of accomplishment. It's like something that we have achieved. And after the people graduate the Minor Adjustments program, to those who have the heart to want to give back to their community, we take that same individual, wherever you're from, and we develop a minor adjustment program in your community, and we make you facilitate the community. And now you're not only robbing your community, you're helping build up your community. Everybody say minor adjustment.
Minor adjustment.
That is my primary purpose. My primary purpose is to stir you up or to provoke you to want to change, not only change, but change your community. So even though I'm from Atlantic City, I have minor adjustments program in Atlantic City. I work in Cumberland County. My purpose is to see individuals who were just like me and get them on the path and provoke them to want to change. But in order for you to change, you have to be willing to go anywhere. I don't care how many of my friends go back to drugs. I tell them every time, not me. I can't do that. Why? For what? First of all, I got my baby back. Not for nothing, but I don't know how your relationship was, but I got mine back. And it was by the skin of my teeth. So listen, everybody say anywhere.
Anywhere.
But back.
But back.
So every week what we do is we have an expectation for the group. My expectation for this particular group is everybody will get down to the core of who they really are. Everybody will get down to the core of who they really are and why they do what they do. Y'all see the page where it says, in order for you to begin? Everybody in?
Yeah.
It says, Unit 1, Part 1, there's a purpose in your past. You see it? Alright. In order for you to begin the process of allowing your past to push you into your destiny, you must first know that despite all your bad choices and situations and negative things you have done in your past, you still have a purpose for living. So many people want their lives to have meaning. They want to do the right thing, but are often unsure what that is. You and I were created to do something extraordinary. You have a purpose. Everybody say, I have a purpose.
I have a purpose.
Listen to me. When I say you want to get down to the core of who you really are, inside every apple, there is actually something greater in the apple. But if you peel the skin of that apple, take the skin out back, put it in some soil, fertilize it, you still won't produce the greatness that's actually in the apple. But if you peel that apple, cut the pieces we always eat, take that outside, put it in some soil, again, you won't produce the greatness that's actually in the apple. But if you peel that same apple, cut through the pieces you can eat, you'll come across the part of the apple that's called what?
Core.
The core. When you break through the core, you get to the seed. That's your life. Every last one of y'all have a seed of greatness in you. But you have to break through the core of why do you keep doing what you're doing. Until you break through the core. Unless you break through the core of why you keep putting something in you that can possibly take your life, you will never discover the purpose you have in you. Everybody say, I have a purpose in me.
I have a purpose in me.
When I discovered that I had greatness in me, it wasn't until I found out why would I put heroin in me? Why would I put crack in me? When I broke through the core of why I really did it, I discovered the reason Michael did it is because I was an insecure man. But I never understood that until I did a self-evaluation. When I was on drugs, I could talk to girls better. When I was on drugs, I could hang with my friends and do things better. But when I wasn't on it, I was insecure. So I didn't want to be around men. I would see girls and be shy. But when I got high, they say, is this the same? That's the shy guy. Yeah, I'm high now. What's up? But I was insecure. Every last one of y'all have a seed of greatness in you. But if you never break through the core, this is the thing, man. Listen to me. You will never break through the core of who you really are unless you get into a solitude place. Because a lot of times when we're around a bunch of men, we hide who we really are. But if you get by yourself and say, who am I? The real me. The real me is like, I really don't want to do what you saying do. You could be in this program and everybody in here could be breaking rules. When I was in rehab, my last rehab, every last individual was breaking rules. And they kept saying, why you don't break the rules? I said, because I'm not coming back. So they said, well, what are you? You a punk? You a whatever? And I said, but I ain't coming back. And every last person that was breaking rules in that rehab and I wasn't, they all came back. That's right. So you would have to stick you would have to say what you want. Call me what you want. I won't come back. But only a man would do that. Break through the core and say what you want. If we ain't supposed to be on this phone, I ain't doing it. Call your girl. I see mine. You have to break through the core of why you do what you do. Anybody say, I have a purpose?
I have a purpose.
The word purpose means to set as an aim, intention, or goal for oneself. The reason for which something exists. Now you see the question where it say, who are you? Y'all gonna have to read the paper. Do y'all see it?
Yeah.
It says, who are you? Listen to me, this ain't on your paper. Normally, other people tend to see your true potential before you see it. You ever have somebody tell you like, you know, you really can be doing better with your life. You really. Because other people, my wife told, my mom and my mother and my wife are my biggest encouragers. Yes. When I was smoking crack, they used to say, you know, my wife used to say, you know, you can write books, right? I said, why? Because, when I was in jail, I was thinking somebody was going to take my wife, so I wrote a whole lot of letters. So she said, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. But listen, so she was like, you write all these letters, you can write a book. All these years since I got delivered from the bondage that I was in, I wrote a new book. Every year. Just released my 9th book, 2019. And she told me, other people can see your true potential before you even see it. But you got to spend time to find out who you are. Normally, when you ask somebody who they are, they tell you what they do. Who are you? Well, I'm a janitor, I'm a counselor. No, that's what you do. That's right. Who are you? That's the question you can only discover when you by yourself. Everybody say anywhere.
Anywhere.
But backwards.
But backwards.
What's your purpose? What's your purpose? Listen to me. The company Apple, right, has an image. When you see the image, automatically you see that image, you say it's an iPhone or iPad or iWatch. But the thing about that is very awesome about that image. Before Apple put their image on that new phone, they made sure that the new phone had everything in it to be successful. Before Apple put their image on that new watch, they made sure that everything that watch needed to succeed was already in the watch. Before Apple put their image on an iPad, they made sure that everything that the iPad needed to be productive was already in it. Now, I said all that to say this. Every last one of you have everything you need to be successful. Every last one of you have everything you need to succeed. And every last one of you have everything you need to be productive in this life. Everybody say it's an inside job.
It's an inside job.
Before they put their name, their product, their image on that product, they made sure that everything that they stand by will perform up to its capabilities. Now, you mean to tell me that we were born human beings and we were given abilities to succeed, abilities to be productive, and abilities to be successful? Every last one of us. Nobody was short anything. And everybody has the exact same hour in a day. The billionaire and the bum had the same time. The only thing different is what they apply to their lives. You have a purpose. Everybody say, I have a purpose.
I have a purpose.
Are you aiming for anything of importance? Next page. Are you aiming for anything of importance? I'm aiming to provoke you to change. Anybody in here, what are you aiming for? Somebody talk. I need crowd participation. Come on, I don't want to call on you. Go ahead.
Happiness.
Good. Anybody aiming for anything else?
To live and not just exist.
Nice. Yeah, that's my favorite. I love that. Anybody else?
Financial security.
Good. Yeah. Financial security / low blood pressure.
Amen.
Yeah. If you got financial security, your high blood pressure go down. Go ahead.
Get my baby back.
Get my. That's a good. You have. If you're not aiming for something, you have to find something to aim for. As you get to the process now, like he said, like all of y'all said, you have to be aiming for something. A person who is just existing is in trouble. You have to have a purpose. You have to be existing for a reason. I get up every day of my life since I came out of that drug mess. Every day I get up and my heart beats to help individuals like the people who are in here. It's my heartbeat. If I stop doing that, I'm telling you I'm out of here. My heart beats to try to help inspire individuals to want to change by using my life and sometimes use my life as to provoke people to jealousy in a good sense. To say, man, I don't know how he did what he did, why he had what he had, but I ain't going to be sitting here and let him just have all. And I don't even mind it. As long as you do something other than just coming back here, unless you're coming back here to share this story with the individual, because somebody is always behind you or somebody is going to die for the things that you got away from.
Yes, sir.
Somebody is always behind you. What's your intention? Do you have a goal? Do you have a goal? You have to get, what? Listen, man, I was telling today in group, and I hear it all the time with my clients. And so he says, man, Mike, man, listen, all your job is about is money. I said, oh, about money, huh? He said, yeah, it's all about money, huh? And I said, yeah, and your drug dealer only dealt with you because he wanted to have a family session. The only reason your drug dealer dealt with you is because of
Money.
And he said, I said, man, just shut up. And he said, can a CADC tell his client to shut up? And I said, no, I'm a CADC intern. But shut up. Talking about we only want money. The only reason your drug dealer dealt with you wasn't because he wanted to talk to you about a family session. He only dealt with you because you had money.
Hello.
That's it. Notice that all those things come up when we on recovery. When we on the path to recovery. All those things, and that's designed to stop you from going forward. Listen, do you have a goal, a purpose? Purpose is the master of motivation and is the mother of commitment. Purpose is the master of motivation and the mother of commitment. Everybody, where do you have to go? Where do you have to go? Where do you have to go? And what do you have to do for your purpose to be reached? Go.
You gotta go to the one to put the purpose in.
Nice. Anybody else? Where do you have to go and what do you have to do for your purpose to be reached?
Apply yourself.
Start with that. Awesome job. Both of them. Say it again.
Apply yourself.
Awesome job. By yourself. If you have a relationship, spiritual.
Apply yourself.
Oh, apply yourself, I'm sorry. Inside job. If you have a spiritual foundation, like you saying, apply yourself. In order for your purpose to be reached, you have to process three things. The three questions is, what's my present situation? They're not on that people. One of them is, what's my present situation, right? And the next one is, what's my desired destination? Anybody want to guess the third?
What's my goal?
Claude?
What do I have to do to get there?
Who said that? Yes, officer. You got my book? Listen, the first is, what's my present situation? What's the desired destination? The third one is, what do I have to do to get there? You are in this program, I'm telling you right now, listen to me. Do not sit in this program and try to coast. Because that thing that I call the monster, the addiction, is praying that you do that. They need, it's crying, like, please just don't listen to the counselor, don't listen to the speaker, just, you got it. As soon as you cross that gun line, boss, it's gonna hop on you so fast. As soon as you cross that line, it's gonna come like, I got you. You sat in there and did nothing. While I sat out here and killed people. What's my present situation? What's my desired destination? And what do I have to do to get there? My present situation was I was in rehab. When I was in rehab, I had a goal. My goal was, what do I have to do? My goal was to create some type of program that would allow me to come in places like this, go into the prisons, and help the people who are in the same situation I was in. So my present situation was, watch this, I was in rehab. But I had a plan. I had a goal. That was my desired destination. So the first thing I had to figure out, what do I have to do to get there? And it was a challenge. I had to write the curriculum. Then I had to get the opportunity to get into prisons. Then I had to get clearance because I had a criminal history. They was like, we're not letting you in here. So I had to, watch this, live a lifestyle that showed them I was no longer that man before. So that was my steps in between. I had to first prove, everybody say evidence. Say evidence. You have to provide people with evidence. You're not proving to them that you're not a drug person. You're not proving to them that you are a criminal. You are simply providing them with the evidence, because every last one of y'all in here are going to need this next thing that I tell y'all. Every last person in here under the sound of my voice is going to need someone to give you an opportunity.
Come on.
You are going to need somebody to give you an opportunity to prove to them that you are a changed man. The time that this man gave me this opportunity, I didn't have a job. I went to a church and I said, can I clean the building? They said, we don't have a job for that. I said, I just don't want to go back to drugs. I don't want to go back to jail. I'll clean this building. He gave me I cried. He gave me the opportunity. I cried. And then me and the man laughed. He said, all your jobs is going to be outside. I said, He said, you got to make sure I don't rob you, huh? He said, I'm going to give you a chance. All your jobs. I said, all my jobs on the outside? Yeah. So I was a groundskeeper. But you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're going to need an opportunity. But you're going to have to provide them with the evidence. You have a purpose. And your purpose, you have to realize that whatever your purpose is, you already are in the possession of it. I don't do anything by chance. All my friends say, man, we see you here, we see you in Pittsburgh, we see you here speaking. They be like, I say, yo, this is something that's in me. It was a gift that I thought I didn't have because I was constantly using. But every last person in here has a purpose. It may not be the right books. It may not be to speak, but you have it. I know that for sure. But you won't have to spend time and find out what that purpose is. Everybody say anywhere.
Anywhere.
But back.
Back.
No matter, y'all see where I'm at? No matter what anyone says to you, or no matter how you look at it, you have a purpose for this world and you have a reason for living. Telling yourself that you have a purpose, even though your present situation may have you feeling broken inside, is a great place for you to begin. Start by encouraging yourself. Stop waiting on others. Tell yourself, everybody say, I have a purpose.
I have a purpose.
Say, I have a purpose.
I have a purpose.
Say, I have a purpose.
I have a purpose.
Say, I have a purpose.
I have a purpose.
Say, I have a purpose.
I have a purpose.
Let me tell y'all, and I'm going to give y'all, anybody want one of these bracelets at the end, listen to me, let me tell y'all where I got this from. One day I was sleeping, I had this vision in this particular dream, vision, dream, whatever you would like to call it. And in this particular dream, at the top of this hill, it was the God of my understanding, and it was all this stuff which had my name on it. And it was like, Michael, Mickey Williams, this is all yours. This is your children back in your life. This is the job. This is all your stuff. Everything you dreamed of, it's all yours. Here, come get it. So as I seen it, if you like me, since it's mine, let me go get it. I'm in a dream, so I'm going to go get it. But while I'm going to go get the stuff, something was holding me, and the dream went away. The next day, I had the same dream. Here at the top of this mountain was the God of my understanding with all this stuff saying, Michael, here, it's all yours. Come get it. So I was like, okay. Again, I tried to go get it, but something was stopping me. So when I looked closely, it was like a big hand on my chest. And when I looked close, it was a person with their hand on my chest. And it had tattoos written all over. When I read the tattoos, it says, this is your struggles. Then the dream went away. The next day, I had the same dream. I look up all the stuff that was supposed to be mine. Again, I go get it. Again, the thing was holding me, stopping me, and it says, this is your struggle. So I got real depressed because the struggles that I were reading, watch this, y'all, I really did have.
Come on.
So the struggles that I was reading, I said, man, I do struggle with this, I struggle with that. Man, I love them strip clubs. Yo, all these struggles I had, right? So eventually, the God of my understanding said, Mike, look behind you. When I looked behind me, it was 10 people pushing my back. And it said, read what's on them. When I read what was on all those people, it says, this is your purpose. So I said, what does it mean? He said, your purpose is greater than your struggles. Everybody behind you, your wife, your mother, your counselor, your spiritual foundation, whatever, they're behind you. They are pushing you. They are a part of your purpose. The thing in front of you, the drug, the crime, the prison, is your struggle. But your purpose is greater than your struggle. Everybody say, my purpose, is greater than my struggle. Say, my purpose, is greater than my struggle.
Good stuff.
No matter what you face, crack couldn't stop me. Once I discovered what I had in me, heroin couldn't defeat me. Once I discovered who I was, crime, prison couldn't hold me. They told me for years, you will always be a crackhead. You will always be a criminal. I came back to those rehabilitation centers. I came back to those prisons, but they never knew that I was going to come back to tell you to go anywhere. Come on, man. Yeah, I came back. Not how you thought. You never thought I would come back to help my brother. Now I live my life to the people who will receive what I'm saying, and to the individual who act like they don't care. Trust me, you'll see. Trust me. Trust me. It's going to be a select group of people who hear what I'm saying, and they won't never come back. But you're going to have some. Say, yeah, whatever. And you know what? The ones who are going to receive what I'm saying are the ones that I was sent here for.
Come on.
Because somebody else is going to help to reach the person who ain't receiving me. All I know is y'all have to be focused on going anywhere.
Look backward.
Come on, man.
Come on, sir. Yes, sir.
Your purpose is greater than your struggles. No matter what struggle you have, your purpose is always greater than your struggles. Anybody at the end, if you want one of them bracelets, just let me know. I got them, and you can have one. It says my purpose is greater than my struggle. At the end, matter of fact, at the end when it's over, just come get it. But for not for nothing, listen, man. My heart beat to help you, because I'm tired of seeing. You don't have to keep coming back doing this.
That's right, that's right.
You just got to make some minor adjustments, man. That's why I created the program, Minor Adjustment. It's nothing major that I did different from you. I just started making adjustments, and I started building my team around me that was focused on going where I was going or had already achieved it. This August, I just celebrated 10 years, and my wife, when we was at the overdose awareness, and she put a picture of something on Facebook, and she was hugging me at this event, and she said, I just thank God that you're not on that screen. She said, I thank God you're not on that screen. And not only do she thank him, I'm grateful. But I dedicate my life to try to inspire you guys and females at the same time to let y'all know y'all have a purpose. I don't know what particular purpose you have. I just know that it's not your purpose to put stuff in your body that can possibly take your life.
That's right.
That's not it. That's not it. But the work, you're going to have to do the work. I tell my clients all the time, I can give you the information, you're going to have to apply. My father said before he passed, everybody will reach a destination, but it might not be the destination that they want. You're going to reach it, but you might be like, man, I don't want to. There ain't no way that I can get a do-over. Sometimes you can. Where were you most comfortable at in your past lifetime? What time?
802.
Cool. Where were you most comfortable at in your past lifetime? These questions is it should be on y'all see them? Where were you most comfortable at in your past lifetime? The reason why these questions are in the book, these questions hopefully I'll be able to come back and teach the whole 8 weeks because I'm just taking one chapter out of the book. But it says, where were you most comfortable at in your past lifetime? The reason why you have to find out where you were comfortable at is because the next question said, why do you think you had peace there? The place where you were most, go ahead.
The place where I was most comfortable was at in my mother's womb.
Wow.
You see it? Y'all see it? It says, did your past break you down? Did your past break you down? If your past life has not beat you down, it will be easy for you to go back to it. You can always tell the individuals who have learned from their mistakes. And again, it took me until I was 38 years old. I got 10 years removed from what I used to do. It took me until I was 38. I'm 48 now. But you can always tell a person who learns from their mistakes, they won't repeat it. They will not repeat that same mistakes. You can always tell when someone learns from their mistakes. If they keep repeating it, then it's obvious they didn't learn. Your past have to beat you down. When it beat you down enough, where you throw in the towel, one of the subjects I teach at the purpose is surrender. And it talks about throwing in the towel. When it beats you down so bad that you find the towel yourself. And then I'm done. But if it haven't beat you down, me personally, physically, because one of the things I used to love to do even when I was addicted is just work out. So when I bought my house, the first room I built in my basement was a gym. Because a lot of people think when you stop doing drugs, you can't do the things you used to do, like doing. I just loved the gym. I used to love it. So I said, well, I got a house, empty basement, build a gym. So now I can go to Anytime Fitness whenever I want. Go to the gym whenever I feel like. Because I like the gym. I like working out.
That's right.
Right? A lot of people think you had things you used to like to do before you start using. You enjoyed doing it, not using, but you enjoyed some stuff. You might like building stuff, working on cars, cutting hair, something. You enjoyed it. When you stop using, you don't have to throw that stuff away. You can still do it. But a lot of people think that they have to give everything up, but that's not actually true. Can you leave your past behind? Can you leave your past behind? Let's look at Unit 1, Part 2. I actually skipped that page. I skipped that page. You see it? It says brothers and sisters at the top. You see it? Page 7? Thank you. It says, brothers and sisters, I do not count myself yet to have taken hold of it, but it's one thing that I always do, and that's forgetting what I did in my past and reaching toward what's ahead. The only reason you need to look back at your past, watch this, is to learn more about yourself. The person who loves instructions loves knowledge, but the one who hates to be corrected is stupid.
Come on, man.
The one who's love instructions loves knowledge. The person who would say, I tell my client, I say, listen, you can't make group Tuesday. All right, I need you to come Wednesday. Just submit the urine. Come submit a urine. Go about your way. Mm-hmm. Friday, he called him, yo, I got a warrant. For what? Because I missed the meeting this week. I said, I told you to come. Submit the urine, that will bring your credit. Saying you didn't skip the whole week. A person who loves instructions loves knowledge. The person who hates to be corrected straight up is stupid. We keep talking about, man, we can't talk to them like that. We either talk to them like that or that monster gonna eat them up. They're gonna leave out of here talking about, yo, don't talk to me like that. Well, you got the wrong counselor, buddy. I'm a different kind. If they find me, oh well, I tried to save your life.
That's right.
You stupid. I told you what to do, and now you gotta go to prison and start all over. If you would have just took the instructions, a person who loves instructions loves knowledge. But the person who hates to be corrected, straight up is stupid. Because I'm giving you something that I not only read in the book, yes, I go to school to be a CADC, but it's something that I have, and that's called life training. Come on. I'm not telling you something that I read. I'm telling you something that I lived, something that I have used that stopped me from going back to where I used to be. Everybody say anywhere but back.
Anywhere but backwards.
All of y'all have the same potential to do something great in your life. I don't know what that thing may be. All I know is that you are good fathers. You are good brothers. You are good friends. Don't allow the thing that you struggle with to stop you from being who you really are. I'm passionate about what I do.
That's right.
And I'm not ashamed of it. I don't worry about who don't receive it. I only focus on those who do. I don't get offended. I do groups and stuff all the time. I had one group, I was in Philly somewhere. The guy was asleep. I made everybody leave when we left in their sleep. And when they shut the lights out, and I said, that's how I get you. Ooh. Get you something. Gotcha. Everybody was out. He was like, why y'all do that? I said, I'm trying to prove a point. You sleeping, and he got you. Left him in there with the lights on. Anyway, what are you holding on to? No, I'm sorry. Who do you blame for your past?
Me.
Myself.
I'll be able to come back and do the whole, like it's an 8-week course and I'm just doing one lesson in there, but it's actually a process that I go through each week and I come each week and we round, like that. So I'm just giving y'all just this one lesson, but you know, prayerfully, this is what I do. You know what I mean? I show people what the program I have to offer and see about coming and doing in the different facilities. So hopefully I'll be able to do it. But anyway, who do you blame for your past? Who do you blame for your past? Anybody? Come on.
Everybody. Everybody.
Myself and me.
Is that?
Myself and me.
That's good. I mean,
Everybody and myself.
everybody and yourself. That's honesty, though. You are not going to make it without honesty. I mean, honesty to you. Like, you know what I mean? For years, let me tell you, for years I would blame my mom was an alcoholic. My mom was an alcoholic, and my father was a drug addict. My mom didn't do drugs, she did alcohol. I mean, she was an alcoholic. My dad did, like, drugs. So for years, I would blame them. I'm going to ride this out. I'm like this because of y'all. It ain't my fault. Y'all shouldn't have been like that. This is why I'm like it. But the thing, this how my sister and them messed this up. See, my sister didn't do none of that. My two brothers, they didn't do none of that. And I used to try to convince them, listen, y'all gotta smoke some crack or something. I'm trying to keep up my story, but y'all messing it up. Because y'all don't do nothing. They don't smoke cigarettes, you don't do nothing. I said, I can't keep up this lie without y'all doing something. Somebody gotta do some heroin or something. But then I realized, hold on. If my brothers and my sister not doing it, then who's responsible for real? It was me. Every last person blamed people for that past, but really, who's really responsible? Because ultimately, who came and put a gun to our head and told us to do what we did? We had a conscious decision to do what we did. What are you holding on to? Watch this. From your past. What are you holding on to from your past? A lot of times we've been hurt by people and we hold on to it. And a lot of times, a lot of things people have done to us is justified, meaning they have a reason for feeling like that. They have a reason for forsaking us. They have a reason for locking us out. How are we going to complain when they treat us that way? We hold on to it. What are you holding on to from your past? These are motivations for leaving your past behind. This is not in your book. One of them is, think about the benefits of not using. Think about the benefit of not using, like having your own money. Like, you know, I'll never forget one day my wife, we was just talking about the other day. You can laugh now after years of the crap. Yep. You can laugh at it now. It's funny, right? But it hurt when she said it. One day we were going outside. I was looking a hot mess because I done spent all the money, robbed her for her money, so we happened to see the guy I used to buy the drugs from. And she seen him get in this car, and my wife was getting in the car, and she said, hit me on my butt, said, that's a nice car you bought him, baby. I said, yeah, you see how you caught that?
Wow.
I said, ow! She said, that's a nice car you brought him. She said, I wonder if he'll take me out to eat in that car. But she was right. All the money he used to buy the car came from.
Yes, sir.
It hurt me. We was laughing about the other day, but that day she said it, I said, ow. Ow. That's a nice car that you bought him. I looked at it like, that's dirty. But she was right. That's why it says, think about the benefits of not using. Benefits of not using. Recall unpleasant drinking and drug situations. Normally, people think about their past using and they be like, man, I was cooking that day. I was feeling it. I was drunk that day. We had a good old time. Nobody don't remember the time you got caught by the cop. Nobody don't remember the time you got a new charge. Nobody reminisce on those times. But actually, those times, if you rehearse those times, it will give you motivation not to do it. You need to remember those times. Focus on the progress you are making. Minor adjustments. Focus on the progress you are making. You are making progress just by being in here one day and being clean. I don't know why I'm saying this. Pay attention to people who are breaking the rule and stop hanging with them. Woo! I'm telling you right now. Listen, man. The people who are breaking the rules in here is not going to get out. Okay, yeah, I'll tell you. And nobody in here who is breaking the rules that's written in here going to get out of here and be a rule-following person. It don't work like that. You have to develop that here. This is the reason why you are here. Develop following rules. Watch this. They had in the rehab where I was at, they had this stupid rule, so I thought. At night, it was an all-male facility, no women at night. So when we were in the bed, they said, you can't walk to the bathroom with your boxers on and tank top. So I'm like, hold on, my bed here, the hallway here. It's no women here at all. Why I gotta put on a whole pair? I'm going to the bathroom. Every time I did, I got caught. They caught. Mike, the hall monitor. What's up, man? Man, just feel my hand. I would do it again. I got caught. So one day they called me and I got a 30-day extension. They called me and they said, we writing you up for this. I said, they said, you keep breaking that rule. I said, man, that rule's stupid. And they said, we know. I said, you know it's a stupid rule and you put that rule in this program? They said, yeah. Because we put a stupid rule in place, but you keep breaking the stupid rule. And they said, the number one rule of addiction is don't
You.
pick up. But in order for you to relapse or go backwards, you know what you have to do?
Pick up.
Break that rule.
Break that rule. It says don't pick up. But in order for you to go back to drugs, you have to break that rule. And it says don't pick up. The rules in here can be the most stupid rules ever. But you can't keep them. To you, you thinking the program petty. But actually, it's showing you your character.
Talk, Mike. Wow. Talk, man.
And you might not like it, but it ain't about the rule. It's about why you can't keep it. Why you gotta cheat. If they say you can't use the phone at this time, why you gotta break it?
Yep.
I want to see the person who don't break it. And I don't even know when I'm talking about this. I just go by my spirit. Whatever I feel in my heart to say, I say it because I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to show you that that thing I call the monster is saying, man, I can't stand Michael. And that's why I go through what I go through. But my last book, title, watch this, is I'm a Giant Killer.
Come on.
So even though my title of my book says I'm a giant killer, that means even though I'm trying to help you, everything that comes my way is starting to stop me from getting to you. But I'm a giant killer. You can't stop me, monster.
Come on.
I'm going to help you no matter what. You don't have to receive it, but you will never, after it's all said and done, say, Michael ain't telling you. Because that tape going to get played back and say, yes, he did. He told you. You ended up in that situation, but I didn't know. Yes, you did. You remember September 3rd, 2019 in the basement of Hendrix House? I sent Michael to you. But what you gonna do? Nobody who ever went through the Mind Adjustment Program never, ever can come back to me and say, I ain't good. I give you everything I've got from the heart. What you do with it? Oh, yeah. Just heard about a friend of mine got locked up for armed robbery, and I'm like, first thing I told my coworker, I said, I did my best. I gave him everything I got. I sleep good. I wouldn't if I didn't tell you what I'm telling you. Last page. The only Don't get down on yourself. Everybody pay attention to this page, please. I need everybody to look at this page. The last page.
Nine.
Huh? Y'all see it?
Yes, sir.
Page 9. Page 9. Remember, everybody want these bracelets at this over.
Page 9 is the last page.
Next to last, I believe.
Oh, I just want to make sure I got lined up.
You got it? Next to last. All right, y'all ready?
Yeah.
Don't get down on yourself and think you're the only one with a past, because everyone has a past. Watch this. Study has shown that past behaviors is the best predictor of future behaviors. Listen to me. That only applies if nothing changes. The stats say that your past behaviors is the best predictor of future behavior. That only applies if you don't change anything. But if you make some changes, you disrupt that system. Prime example. You will always come to prison, Michael. You will always be this, Michael. You will always be that. If I don't change nothing, I will. But when I changed it, I never went back. Funny thing, when I stopped using drugs, you know what I stopped committing? I never knew they was together. I said, oh shoot, I didn't even realize it. The only reason is the best predictor of future behaviors. This is another thing that you have to remember. In a computer, excuse me, if you familiar with a computer, if you order something in a computer, you put your credit card information in. When you put your credit card information in, you order whatever you order, you log out, boom. If you come back the next day, log in, go to the same website, if you start punching in numbers, anybody know what happens?
Pops up.
Come on.
Pops up.
What's this called?
Autofill.
It's called autofill. Listen to me. The system is doing what it's actually supposed to do. Autofill is predicting you're going to use the same information you used before.
Wow.
The system or the monster or the system is doing the same thing. It's predicting you're going to do what you did before. That's why when you come into rehabilitation centers, after you leave here, they keep your chart for 10 years. Why? Because it's possible you're going to do the same thing you did before. And we can just pull out your file. It's called autofill. It's predicting you're going to do what you did before. In order to change that system, you have to put in some new information. I said all that to say this. You have to start putting in some new information. In order for you to change your life, you're going to have to do something different. You cannot keep living off that old system. You have to put in some new information. Or the system or that monster going to keep trying to predict you coming back to it. Everybody say, to attain my freedom is easy.
To obtain my freedom is
My challenge is to maintain it.
to maintain it.
You don't have to go get your sobriety again. Once you got clean, you have obtained your sobriety. From that day forward, the only challenge you have is to maintain the sobriety that you have obtained. You don't have to come. I did not have to go get sobriety in 2010, 2011. When I got it at 2009, my whole focus was maintaining what I got. You got to do the same thing. But if you go to work, come home, come here, coasting. Y'all was so focused, man. I would get a group of brothers. They say, yo, listen, man, I'm just tired of living like that, man. And I had like 3, y'all gotta be honest, out of the whole like 40 dudes, I had like 2 or 3 strong dudes that was focused, man. And we would walk around. We wasn't really no chumps, so we didn't really get pushed around. But people knew, man, the jokers ain't trying to come back. If you ain't talking positively, I ain't got no time. Go over there. Get that crew. Y'all got it. Go get that money. Because while you think you out there getting that money, they hustling bodies. You thinking you getting money, like, yeah, get that money. Go get it. I need you to come back. I need you to come back. Everybody, not necessarily, wants you to stay out. Oh, man.
Talk about it.
Everybody doesn't necessarily want you to stay away from here.
That's right.
Some people want you. Keep coming back. That's why I go through all the hell I go through. They like, man, this joker telling them to stay out. I don't know if I'm gonna let him in. He telling them to stay out of jail, stay out of rehab. Yeah, stay out. That's okay. Everybody say anywhere.
Anywhere.
When you begin to make the needed minor adjustments in your life, you're not only going to change direction, but you will also make the scholars who did the study go back to the drawing board. Man, you ever want somebody who somebody say, prove the dollar's wrong.
Prove the dollar's wrong.
Say, prove the dollar's wrong.
Prove the dollar's wrong.
I don't know if you know this, but you have people who are doubting you. Do you know how good it feels to walk in the midst of people who doubted you and told you you will always be this and you will always be that, you will never be something? Do you know how good it feels to walk through that crowd? Make the scholars. So we gotta go back to the drawing board. This guy was supposed to be, but you gotta do it. You gotta be proven wrong. You know. It's like you build something or whatever you love to do that you enjoy. When you finish the project or whatever it is you do, the joy or the satisfaction of you doing it, you know how you feel when you build something or do something, work on a car, cut a hair, and you be like, that feeling, you can live like that every day. That feeling, if you understand what I mean, when you complete a task and you did it, you feel a certain type of way. You cannot change the past, but you can always choose a different direction and use your old one to push you ahead. Page 29, or not 29, but the next page. On the back, it says you are always free to change your mind and choose a different future or a different path. Everybody say, I have a purpose.
I have a purpose.
In closing, I remember there's a story about a man, he woke up and he would wake up every day and he would wake up, get some coffee, go downstairs, watch the TV, read newspaper, and he would go out to his barn. He had a whole bunch of buckets in his barn. But by his door, he had a stick with 2 hooks on it. And he would wake up every day. He had became a multi-millionaire. He would wake up every day, do everything that he needed to do, go to his barn. Inside his barn, he had a pile of buckets over here, and he had one bucket with holes in it over here. Everybody say a bucket with holes in it. So he would grab one of the good buckets, put it on a hook, grab the bucket with the holes in it, put it on a hook, walk across the field, get water for the animals, bring it back to the barn. Day after day, week after week, he would do the same thing. Come in the barn, grab one of the good buckets, grab one of the buckets with the hole in it, walk across, get the water, bring it back to the barn with the animals in it. And one day he came inside the barn, he reached down, grabbed the good bucket, and he went down and grabbed the bucket with the holes in it. And the bucket with the holes in it said, "Excuse me, sir, can I ask you a question?" Now, after the man got over the amazement of the bucket, yeah, you know, you put your refrigerator and your milk, say, "What's up?" you gonna be for a minute before you answer him. You gonna be like, "Man, hold on." So after he got over the amazement of the bucket with the hole in it, talking to him, he said, "Yeah, what is it, bucket with the hole in it? What you want?" The bucket with the hole in it said, "Do you get a kick out of it, or does it make your day to make all those other buckets laugh at me?" So the man said to the bucket with the hole in it, "What you talking about?" He says, "Day after day, week after week, year after year, you come in here, you grab me, and you grab one of them to go get the water for the animals. But every time we come back to the barn, I never have no water left in me, and they all start laughing at me." So the man said to the bucket with the hole in it, "I don't know why you complaining, because you're 85% of the reason why I became a multi-millionaire." So the bucket with the hole in it said, "How is that possible?" And the man said to the bucket with the hole in it that every time I came here and grabbed one of them and grabbed you and walked over there to get my water, every time I came back, I used you to water all my crop. And the only reason I'm telling you that story is because the only problem the bucket with the hole in it had is he was miscalculating his worth. And majority of the individuals who are struggling with drugs and majority of the individuals who are struggling with a criminal lifestyle are doing the same thing. They are miscalculating their worth. And I came here today to tell you that you have a purpose, but you have to stop miscalculating your worth. You are the most productive buckets in this barn. Come on, man. That's you. Have to stop miscalculating your worth. The man never watered his crop. He used the bucket with holes in it. And now, how our society is, the people don't know how to deal with their children who are struggling with drugs. But you know who do? Come on. The buckets. Well, thank y'all.